Good morning, students. Today, our topic is improvement in food resources, one of the topics of life science. So, the first topic is a need for increasing food production. So, question: why is there a need for increasing food production as our population is growing rapidly and it is very difficult to feed such a growing population? Because of following reasons: as area of land of cultivation is limited, outdated technology or obsolete technology, outdated machinery is being used, then the question arises: how can we increase production efficiency and how can we feed this growing population? The answer is we can adopt scientific management practices, understand or adopting mixed farming and intercropping. We can integrated farming practices like combining agriculture with livestock, poultry, fisheries. We can go for apiculture in it so that the production efficiency can be achieved and our growing population can be fed easily, because we need to produce billions of tons of grain each year so that we can feed this growing population, which is currently increasing very rapidly. And after that is different types of crops which can whose efficiency can be improved, like cereals like rice, wheat. These are rich in carbohydrates. Pulses like peas, beans, grains rich in proteins. Oil seeds which are rich in fats, and vegetables and fruits which contains small amounts of all these nutrients including vitamins. There are also fodder plants for our livestock, but these types of crops they need various climatic conditions, uh, different temperature and photoperiods, which means duration of sunlight to grow. So it is not easy to grow all the crops on similar soils. They also need different types of soils like black, alluvial, littoral soils. There are many two types of crops: kharif crops, those which are grown in June and harvested in October, like paddy and maize in our valley. And another is rabi crop, which is grown during winters from November and harvested in April, like mustard, pea plant. These are mainly two types of crops: kharif crops and rabi crops. After that is third, improvement in crop yield. How can we improve the yield of crops production? It can be improved by many activities: crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, and crop protection management. First is crop variety improvement. Variety of crop can be improved by hybridization, as hybridization is crossing between genetically dissimilar plants to obtain crops having useful characteristics like they are disease resistant or disease free, they good quality seeds are produced, and high yields, high production is produced. Hybridization may be between different species, different genes, or between different varieties. Another way to improve crop variety is using or producing genetically modified crops. These crops also possess the qualities like resistance for diseases and high yield producing. After that, the crop variety improvement is done for the following, like higher yield. Higher yield means that the production is increased crop per acre. Biotic and abiotic resistance, to increase resistance for biotic factors which will affect our crop, like insects, diseases, rodents, and abiotic factors like drought, salinity, heat, cold, amount of water, change in maturity duration to reduce duration between sowing and harvesting can also help farmers to grow crops. And wider adaptability, our crops can adapt each and every climate, or we can, so that we can grow these crops in different climatic conditions. Desirable agronomic characteristics like tallness, more branching, useful for fodder plants, dwarfness, and desirable for cereal crops. So these are the characteristics which can be used for improvement in crop variety, and it can be done using scientific management practices like which we have already discussed, like hybridization. Genetically modified crops are also used for this. After that is crop production management, which includes nutrient management, irrigation, and cropping management. First is nutrient management, as plants also need nutrients, like as we knew, as all the plants are living organisms. Plants get these nutrients from air, water, and soil. There are at least 16 nutrients required by plants for their proper growth. Some nutrients which are needed in large quantity. These are called macronutrients, about 16, and some nutrients are required in very small quantity. These are called micronutrients, like nitrogen, phosphorus. The other micronutrients like iron, magnesium, boron, these are also needed in very small amounts. After nutrient management, we have to discuss how can these nutrients be increased. Like we can use manure is the decomposition of plant and animal waste. It contains organic matter and nutrients. It increases soil fertility. It increases irrigation, or we can say it increase the water capacity for the soil which are used by the plants. Compost can be used, organ manure can also be used. Another way to increase a nutrient for the plants is fertilizers. These are also chemical substance made commercially. They supply nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and helps to increase crop yield. But these fertilizers, their excessive use can also reduce soil fertility and also are the cause of water pollution.